Well, I don't know either, but I want to hear about them bonehead
I'll
jigs.
show you. Well, here's my observation. People get carried away with having too many electronics, too much high-tech stuff, and they forget who taught them how to fish. You got to pay attention to the water. There's stuff going on in that water. There's shad, and all these shad are small right now. You clean these fish, they're not big at all. I mean, you'll see there's shad out there in the main river. They're little small shad because they were just born, during the shad spawn early summer. So I started downsizing my bait, and bonehead does make a little bait. That's a 1.75. That is a 1 3/4 ounce bait. It's small. I don't know if y'all can see it real well, but that's a slick color, they call it. It's a shad color. So I'll throw in with that chartreuse head and some off-color water. And also this chartreuse and white. That's exact baits I threw all weekend. Those two right there. And those fish couldn't stand that little jig coming by them. It's erratic, just like them young fry are. They're jumping around, and they can't take that little bait. It's a tough bait. I caught 20-something fish on one before I tore it. The package, I'll show you guys.
I don't know. We got to
the package look just like this right here. I've been using it for years.
You got to get some of them, Joey.
Me and Joe talked about it up there. This is called a slim stick. They make a 2 3/8, a 3-inch, and they make a 1.75. That's what I use this time of year. In the winter, when them fish start feeding up, you can throw the bigger bait. They make a little stump bug too. You can pinch the legs off this if you need a smaller profile, but that's the baits. That's the exact baits I used. I mean, I can show you here. I dyed the tail. I don't know if y'all can tell that on camera. I dyed the tail. I spray dyed that with some spike it, just to give a little color to something from the hone in on. And that's what we caught all them fish on. I caught a bunch of black crappie.
What about your presentation? Now, you told me you was jerking.
Yeah, those fry are jumping around erratic. So when I go through that stump of that brush pile, I'm not hopping my jig a foot. I was explaining to Nathan, I twitch it so it moves an inch or two. Just twitch. And I get it above that pile. If one's hot, if a fish is hot in that pile, he'll come out. If not, I'll keep it in that middle of that pile, about mid of if that brush pile's 6 foot, I'll keep it 3 foot in that pile so I can get one to react to it. And even if it is small fish, I just want to see some reaction out of one. And then, once you aggravate them enough and they see that little jig coming through that pile, they'll react to it and eat it.
No minnows in the boat.
Well, you can't do what I do with this little jig with a minnow. That minnow gets in there, and I ain't saying you won't set it in front of one's nose and eat it, but I can cover a lot of water and see what kind of reaction I'm getting from those crappie. That's what it's about. Just seeing if they like the bait, you'll know it. It'll be down in their gullet when they eat it. I mean, I had to take my finger. I've got a callus on my finger now from pushing this jig out of the back of their throat. That's when you know you got the right bait. lesson to you there, guys. Swapped over that little small one. A lot better fish. You know, big one, but he's a good one. Got my bait up, though. Got my bait up. Using these bonehead. These bonehead 1 3/4. It's a small bait. You can see it. You can see it in my hand right there. So monkey milk, shad color. I don't know what color they actually call it. Then I'm dyeing the tail chartreuse. It's 1 3/4. Little chartreuse head. I'm walking it through. They're biting it. I'm gonna keep on doing it. I knew that little bit of fish.